So now let's talk about how to personalize executive summaries inside of stories. And so if I go to my AP distribution story once again and play the executive summary by clicking play summary, you'll notice that on the bottom of the screen, on the bottom left, when this starts to play, that you can click personalize story, and this gives you the ability to give certain key aspects either a thumbs up or thumbs down in order to filter out some noise in your data sets. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the discovery mode again to show you that once again while we're doing the personalization of this story. And so I click personalize story, and I can actually reduce the influence of some of these data points if I know as a human that there's certain things that shouldn't be taken into account. Now, what computers do best is they can analyze data and do millions and millions of calculations very quickly, but they don't have human intuition, and I think we're a long ways away from that. So what I find that's so powerful by what Salesforce has done with Einstein Discovery is they're not just ignoring the human element, but they're giving you the ability to actually influence this data sets and these results and these executive summaries so that you can actually increase or decrease the importance of certain data points. So an example that I heard shared at the Salesforce Chicago World Tour by the founder of BeyondCore, which Salesforce acquired, which is now Einstein Discovery, is he gave an example when he is demoing this that, maybe as a human that some of these fluctuations in margin attributed to Germany are just because of a currency exchange rate was outside of a normal range. And so you want to discount that as being an influencer. So you can give a thumbs down to the things related to region as Germany. And so what's helpful in this is that you can go through and you can also upvote things and say that although the currency fluctuation in Germany is affecting this and we don't want to account for that, you could have some other insight knowing that when the region is Germany and the distributor is Nasuzu, that is something that does have a big impact. And so you can thumbs up and thumbs down things. Then looking at how that actually influences this, I was referring to the online help to figure out more of how this actually works. And so you make the adjustments by clicking the thumbs up and thumbs down buttons. And this is where you contribute your domain knowledge and preferences to the data model. And when the animated briefing is done, the story is adjusted based on the personalization feedback. And so this feedback is saved once this animation is done. And so let me close and read the full story here. And so, for example, if I were to go to another story, and just to kind of reiterate or revisit this, and I'm on my reviews data set now, you can play the summary, and then in order to get to this and personalize it, you've got to click the button here at the bottom left to personalize the story, and let me resume the summary. And so basically it pauses wherever it's at in the playback to where you can personalize this. So let me just downvote this as an example, and then also you can move forward. You can refresh the playback. So let me close this and let me go to one more story, one that you might have if you've been following along is the Netflix one. And as I play back this particular story and turn on discovery mode, we can personalize this story. Let me click on a particular result so that we can kind of jump to the point that we're wanting to give some feedback on, as you can actually click through some of these results and then personalize the story rather than waiting for it to play back to where you want it to be. And let's say that we want to not take into account this particular data point. And so we're going to downvote that and upvote that. So that's how you can personalize stories and executive summaries. And then when you're done, you can click resume summary. And then you can go further by clicking to view all results. You can click these particular results. And then once again, you can change what this relates to. And you can change these different selections or remove selections. And so executive summaries are a very powerful tool provided in Einstein Discovery. And so now that you're familiar with personalizing stories in Einstein Discovery, next we're going to view and change recommended insights inside of executive summaries.